If Henry tells you, I wasn't around for half of it.
It's all Sir Hans's fault.
No sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light. Only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Berghoff.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Berghoff received us and heard us out. It seemed like he was on our side. We even helped him out several times. Until we found out he was just stringing us along. It all came out after we set out with von Berghoff's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Berghoff has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
I made an impression on his eye socket.
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again.
Oh, Godwin's here, but there's a terrible
He
camera
didn't
shot
have
of
to be
him.
in Rabors. Why Rabors? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long, if it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from von Berghoff in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it.
I haven't yet told them about the one big bad that we killed.
But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
How did you escape? Murder. Hey, yeah. Son, how did you escape? Gestures at outfit.
Can we go to Rabors with you? We could certainly use a drink, a bite to eat, and a comfortable bed.
I wish I could say yes, son, but the city council assembly is a big opportunity. Young Lord Capon will go
Level
with
20.
us to Rabors, but you'll have to return to the city right away, and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
Take it. I will go as well, and I will not
He's
let
like, I've
your
saved you
friend
so many
out of my
times, Hans.
sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a
What the
captain
hell did he
of
just
Lord
say?
von Berghoff's like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance.
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
Pebbles coming out of the mist like an angel. Sorry, other horse. It's time to go back to my original one that I was cheating on. Alright, let's at least ride north to that town to connect it on the, oh my god, I can't, there's not even a point to it because I can't see anything. Alright. Let's just do this. There's a small camp by the road, a few logs, and a small fire pit. He nods, you agree. Sure, stop. Ah, my eyes.
What's that? God bless you, pilgrim.
God bless you, peddler. I see you've had a rough journey.
Greetings, goodman. Alas, the war robbed me of my trade, and our whole village was burnt to the ground.
These are hard times, peddler.
Thanks be to the Lord for saving my family, at least. We're on our way to Turnhoff now, to my wife's sister.
That's still a ways to go, and the roads ain't exactly safe.
What's there to take from us poor wretches, anyway? I only managed to salvage a few items. But take a look for yourself. Maybe something will take your fancy.
Show me your weapon.
By all means.
Don't need any of that, but let me sell you some stuff. Like this torch with blood on it. Let's see. Have I already read any of these books? I've read that one. Wait, what? I have 3 copies of that book? What the heck? Oh. Oh, geez, this guy's like no money. Okay, I guess he's getting a fat
Thank you.
tip.
And a good day to you, friend.
Okay. We cannot have snails because the rip road. Yeah. I might drop a message on their server, let them know what happened. Or just, you know, obviously between now and next week when we try again, I'll have restarted everything. But it was being really weird today. I don't know what was going on. It was like the Riftbreaker was breaking and like crashing other programs too. But we're playing this game, which has higher system requirements just fine. Alright. Let's go turn in... Oh, we didn't... I said I was going to read it. Hang on a second. Book of Humorous Anecdotes. Alright. Thinking is not knowing. A certain Kuttenberg gentleman once visited an old charlatan and wanted to know his fate. The charlatan examined his palm carefully and said to him, "I see you are a father of 2 children." "You're mistaken," he shook his head. "I am the father of 3 children. It is you who are mistaken," smiled the charlatan. Wow. So either he killed one of the kids or he slept with the guy's wife. Repent Adam's gender. Avon Wolfenstein and Ramond R. Hart on men and women. As many, and men in particular, will gladly testify, of the 2 genders, it is the female that is imperfect, prone to all manner of sins and faults. It is an old known truth that the testimony of many is a credible testimony, the truth of which cannot be doubted. But who hath appointed the woman her lot? God or man who has decreed that woman is incapable of thinking, acting, and deciding without the guidance of man? But who whom was it determined that women were too foolish and vice-ridden to participate in matters wholly male, politics, science, or the liberal arts? It is such a resolution supported by experience or evidence. After all, no one has ever given a woman the opportunity to demonstrate the necessary judgment and wit. We have only conveniently condemned it as inadequate and have made this judgment an established truth which no one dares to question. We have witnessed many injuries to the daughters of Eve, and therefore may, or rather must, testify that the world is unjustly ordered in this respect. Men are fond of exalting themselves above women and attributing all sorts of wrongs to them, but only to cover their own faults. Wait, what? Dude, what? Dude, I thought we were reading a joke book. This just got heavy. A man who accuses a woman of vice has squandered his own youth in licentiousness. In old age, these men recall with regret the sins of their past life without ever repenting on them. It is out of this bitterness that they denounce women in order to humiliate and vilify them in the minds of all who are willing to listen to them. These corrupt old men are like incurable leprosy. But even more than women, men prefer to elevate themselves above other men. For example, they claim that husbands who listen to their wives' advice are fools and deserve ridicule, but we say that a man who has a wife who is sensible and wise and refuses to listen to her is twice as foolish. The Gravedigger's Jest. What do you call a woman who knows exactly where her husband is every night? A widow. Or the wife of a streamer. On the wisdom of the elders, a father says to his son on his wedding day, "Remember, son, that a newlywed woman loves well and cooks badly. Wait a few years and it will be the opposite." Oh my god. That's funny, but not true. It is possible that they get better at both. Wash the blood? It's fashion. Look it up.
Satan is going around our city, and the only defense is piety and virtue. Especially in these times.
Okay. I didn't even have the option to give Dad a sword. Oh my god, that armor is still labeled as stolen. Wow, my gear is barely damaged after that whole fiasco. That's crazy. Because most of the battle, well, I think pretty much every battle was just an assassination. The one time it wasn't was when I reloaded the game. Because I lost 90% of my health while carrying a body. Remember you got other armor from that castle? Yeah, but I stole it too. So it's also listed as stolen. This was it. And it's not an upgrade from this one, which is still listed as stolen. So I'm waiting on that to go away.
By the way, like you were saying about that book.
My favorite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
As I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Yep.
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
Speechcraft. What do you like about it?
Why don't you tell me what you find so compelling about it? It's your favorite book, right?
Well, let's say that I identify with the author. We share a similar view of the world.
And who is the author? I didn't find a name in the book.
That's on purpose.
You wrote it, didn't you?
Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
I've been through quite a bit, but I never thought of writing it down.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
Sure.
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
Why do we need privacy? Wait a minute. Hold on, this is getting weird. Later.
I'll come see you later. There's still something I must do.
Well, don't keep a lady waiting long.
Alright, you're getting too flirty. You're getting too flirty. I was ready for storytelling. Muck fanfic now? God, is it actually just... Oh, man. I want to see the end of the quest. But we are... My goal is to say a good boy for Teresa. Wow, okay. Rude. Hold on. Hold on. We're saving to protect our chastity. For any of you who are single, do not open with this. All right? That's the wrong choice. Do not open with this. We have a save. You know what? We do have a save. Let's be stupid and just show chat what's going to happen.
So, should I undress myself? Or will you help me with that?
Excuse me?
Didn't you say I was to come as quickly as possible? Well, here I am. And I don't want to waste time.
Oh dear. You thought that under the pretense of writing a book and cultivating our minds, I invited you here for some purely physical entertainment?
Well, it sounded like that.
You know what, lover boy? Go take a good cold bath, then come back and we'll start writing.
I'm honestly surprised she didn't say get lost forever. So she is remarkably patient.
So, shall we write?
Let's get started. How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. What should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
A manly man.
Well, being a man myself, a man, I suppose.
Why not? And what kind of a man is he?
You mean I have to think up a name?
You don't need to, but try to describe him so I can better imagine him. With a single word, even.
Jojo.
There've already been enough heroes, saints, kings, and martyrs. So an ordinary person.
That's 2 words, but I'll forgive you. And do you want it to be an ordinary villain or an ordinary do-gooder?
He's a hero like me.
Make him a do-gooder. But he can also have some bad traits to make it believable.
Very well. And what kind?
I don't know what these words mean. What is flippancy, frivolity, or philandering? I had to Google all of these. God dang it. Hang on. Define flippancy. Lack of respect. Alright. Define frivolity. Lack of seriousness? Define philandering. A man who readily or frequently enters into casual sexual relationships with women. That's just Hans. Let's say frivolity.
He could make fun of people, but not know when to stop. I know many people with the same bad habit.
Sure, why not? But in the end, his jesting should save him from punishment. So it ends well. I like those stories best anyways.
We just awkwardly stare at each other.
Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Have you ever seen a heron? Imitate one.
A heron? Well, maybe like this?
What? Why? Why does she need a picture of him doing a bird impression?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward.
Imagine if I had said the character should be a woman and I still had to pose for it. So we just had a very manly woman. About the one-legged heron. Once upon a time there was a cook. His name was Witzbold, and one afternoon he was preparing his master a heron for dinner. The bird was already roasted, and the cook was just cutting fresh bread to nibble on when a maid he was very fond of came into the kitchen. "Witzbold, what a smell!" she gushed. "Would you give me a thigh?" "I am not giving you anything," he protested. "That's a heron for our master." "If you're so stingy, I'll also be tonight," the maid retorted. The cook was mollified, gave the girl a heron's leg, and hurried to the dining hall with the rest of the roast. But the master immediately noticed the bird was missing one leg. He called Witzbold back and demanded an explanation. "My lord, herons have just one leg, and therefore one thigh," Witzbold replied seriously. "What are you saying, cook? Do you take me for a fool?" the master fumed. "It is as I say, sir. If you want to see for yourself, I'll show you," the cook boasted. The gentleman, convinced that the cook was lying, agreed. The next morning they went together to the pond where a whole flock of herons were sleeping by the banks. Their heads were tucked under their wings, and they were actually standing on one leg. "So you see, sir, one bird, one leg." The cook pointed triumphantly. The gentleman, however, did not accept defeat. He put his hands to his mouth and shouted, "Shoo!" until all the herons flew to the sky. Clearly they both saw that they had two legs, like any other bird. "Well, cook, are you still going to tell me they have one leg?" frowned the master. "Oh no," Sir Witzbold defended himself. "But you didn't shout shoo at dinner last night either. Had you done so, certainly the other leg would have grown on the roast." It served the Lord's honor that he laughed heartily instead of thinking of punishment. Witzbold appreciated it and never again presented him with an incompetent dinner. And then there's a picture of us at the end. Okay, that's pretty funny. I haven't heard that one.
So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
That's nice. A bit didactic, but not to the point of boring moral bludgeoning. And that's the way it should be.
Oh my god. Define didactic. Intended to teach, particularly in having moral instruction as an ulterior motive.
Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar way. They entertain and encourage, with a few lessons added in between.
You see? When I lead mass one of these days, I'll certainly think of you. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator.
Is an illuminator just an artist?
Otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. But I must go now. What would people say if I were to spend half the day here?
It is noble of you to think of my reputation, but I think that spending more time in my company
She sounded like a robot.
and the company of my library would certainly behoove you. If you come and ask me nicely, I'll be happy to help you with it.
Wait, help me with what now? Oh, scholarship leveled up and got a perk point. Scholarship. Fundamentals of medicine. Let's see, theology. You will be able to pray at shrines, crosses, and similar places. If you do so, you receive a buff that can protect you from mortal injury in combat and restore 25% of your health. What? We have a, if you're gonna die, don't. The effect lasts for 12 in-game hours or until you use it. Alright, I'll get that. I'll see if I can remember to use the thing. Oh, they wish.
You said you could teach me something. What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned wisdom with you.
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole world hidden inside of books I could talk to you about for days on end. Or if you prefer actions instead of words, I can show you a few shooting tricks. But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
We have a lot of money.
I'd like you to show me some archery tricks. You shoot like a... well, a wild woman.
I prefer the term Amazon.
Will you teach me?
Amazon.
Listen closely, so I don't have to repeat myself.
Why does it not say I've increased my skill in marksmanship? Isn't that the whole point? And maybe it just gave me a chunk of XP?
Could you teach?
Why not? But I warn you so.
Maybe another time.
Okay. Maybe you didn't listen closely. Yeah, I was just a bad student. Imagine that, you pay for class and it's like you were daydreaming the whole class because you suck. And then it's just like you lose your money and get nothing. It's like, oh man, that hits too close to home. That's just college. You know, I didn't realize there was a door here until that guard just came out of it. Well, we're going to be logging out at the same spot that we logged in. So we have made some... Sorry, I bumped into the dog. We have made some progress. We are going to save it here, chat, and we will pick it up from here next time.